going to pick up where I left off yesterday. I was doing a little stream in a different language, working on a build tool to get debugging symbols into my operating system. So if you are interested, the first video, which I put a link to in the description, is available here. And we're using a language called porth, which is also available in the description. And there's a bunch of videos on YouTube about the process of making this language. I didn't make it, someone else did, but I found the language interesting, so I thought I'd give it a go. So what we're trying to do is basically get debugging symbols into this, and so this is what we got up to yesterday. Internet is slow today. While that's loading, I'll just show this little page. So we're using fasm to assemble our assembly, and this is kind of the output of the debug format. So they kind of make a different debug format to what other things do. Man, this just isn't loading. And so what our aim is to basically parse this table out of a debug file. So if we have a look here, I believe I made a test.asm. So yesterday we kind of made this test.asm, and what we want to do is read the test.debug, that file there, and get out the names foo and main so that we can add them to basically another elf file that we can compile into the kernel, so we get those names that we can then use. Currently we have support for some names through some earlier commits that I did, but only if we use a weird hacky thing here, basically override the public function, and I'm getting running away with myself. We get what we're aiming to do at the moment, because in tests we have all of these extern things. So when C compiles it, it knows where these things are, and it will do the right thing. The public thing was kind of a thing I was working on to try and do similar thing, but that allows us to run the backtrace function. But not actually what we're working on today, but it will probably get rolled up into one solution. So this is finally loaded. So this is the thing that we basically made yesterday. So we just had one file, debug.porth, and that is what we're going to work on today. So if we load it up, and so I did a bit of yak shaving, I guess, in the background. So I've moved the porth directory out. I keep it in source, so source for stuff that I don't work on, and coding for stuff that's my own coding. That's kind of how I go about that. So I've got porth there, and I've even done an alias. Got a bunch of aliases, but got an alias to basically say that's where to look for the standard library. So if we look at debug.porth again, so this is what we've got at the moment. So our main function down here, this was kind of copied from the example cat file in the porth repo, but we're gonna change some things. So basically it takes it from takes a file or standard input, so we can do porthcom, that file there, so we can either run it with test.debug, or we can even have standard input and it'll still do the same thing. And we can also just run the compiled version, so we don't have to compile it every time, but it's sometimes useful compiling it every time, because if you change stuff, you want those changes to go through. So all that happens at the moment is we verify the magic file. So if we go back to this one, we are looking for basically this number here, and we are doing that with these 4 lines here, and we return true at the end of it. So now what we want to do is get this major version of the flat assembler. So what I was thinking, it's actually kind of good to sleep on things, to be honest. So I've kind of thought of a different way to do this, which is potentially better. What we're going to do is basically make a few constants. So as I mentioned yesterday, this is like a concatenative language or stack-based language, and it's a work in progress, so if it looks unfamiliar to you, just check out the description and go from there. So what we want to do is basically have like a structure for the header. So we're going to call this, so they call it like faz. Yeah, so it's got like a bunch of things that we're going to look into, but what I'm going to try and do is, well, hopefully succeed, is basically read this entire header. So we're going to have a structure to have it, and I don't know, we'll just call it header. I suppose we could do stuff like that, and how we go about things in structures in porth is we kind of define things quite manually to start with. So we can either do it a couple of ways. We can see that all these are kind of next to each other, and we can say what the size is. So we could do something like we would have to go, it's 4 bytes, and you go offset end and const header dot major, and that's going to be a byte, so 1 byte offset end. So you can either do it like that, or you can do something like signature and end, and I need to spell that word. And we could just go off the table here, like the offset that it gives there, which I don't know, it's a bit of a muchness. What I am leaning towards is doing it this way, because I might try and do a bit of magic, and I'll also do a macro for the size of, so it's kind of odd doing it this way, but we're basically defining a constant variable, constant that is called size of bracket header, because you can have brackets in your names of anything in this language, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so this header should be 64 bytes, and in some cases it might be less than that, which basically means that it doesn't have some of the structures, which might be an issue, but we'll see how it is. So what I kind of want to do is, if we open up faz, so we have this table here, which is the header table basically. So what I kind of want to do is do some magic, I guess. So we'll get rid of like all of those lines and maybe that one as well. And here we'll do like a little vim macro, I guess. So we'll define that by deleting to the plus, and then actually going over. Some words will be too long, so maybe if we go to the next space, and then delete to the end of the word. Down the line, delete that, and then back to there. And if we do that, then replay that. Yeah, cool. So now we can do that and say do that many times, and we should be close. Cool. I probably could have deleted a line that I didn't want to, but cool. So now that we kind of got that, we just need to put names to it all. So what I might do is open up this in the other side. Might just open it like that, and that's potentially good enough that we can work on. Or maybe we'll do this that way. And we'll go to the next one, and we'll copy this file again, and we'll just like edit temp and paste that there. My idea is that in fact we can already mostly throw it. Right, that kind of gives us the sizes, and I might just clear it up a little, and then get back here. That's kind of just showing me what things are, so I can write it all out. So I might just pad all this to start with header dot foo, and I'll also do that, and round number, and then do 16 of that. Always one more. Cool. So here we kind of got what we want. So those first two we can go, and then we can just go through and go through there. STR offset and right. I'm trying to like make names as I go. So this is the input file in offset and out offset. And then this is str. In fact, I might call that str tab. Str tab, and I might change this to be len header, and some tab, and do that, and len of that. Right, so now we're up to this pre-processed sourced. Right, pre-proc do the same in len assembly dump, I might call it. Oh, xm, yeah. And then that sections, and what's this one? Symbol references dump. Sim ref. Not that one. Cool, and that is the bottom of that. So we're going to have like one big file for now, but we'll probably split it out into a better way to do it. But yeah, so what we'll do to start with is what will we do? We also kind of need a way to read this out. So to do this in Porthland, you kind of do this. In fact, I might do the magic again and copy all of that. And we're going to change all. Where are we going? We're going to change that to proc, and we're going to insert that there. I might change this to sig, and change this to sig, just in favor of short names. Alright, and so this proc, I might do a little macro for this. So what we want to do is we want to go to that. We want to copy that thing, which is going to be the header. I wonder if that will work. I might just go back to there and there. The thing with the macros is you need to make it work for everyone, not just the first one. Alright, so at this point we are doing our inputs and outputs, so we're going to be wanting a pointer to the header, and we're going to return say an int. We'll just say an int for all of them, and what we're going to do is we're going to quit that and then paste what we read out, which is the constant that we had, which is basically just the offset. We're going to add the offset on, and we're going to read. I'll read a byte for now, and I might add that 0 back, and then delete to the space, just because we've got some double digits down there. So I believe this should work. So what we'll do is down and back to there and stop doing that. And now if we do one, yeah, that's looking good. So it took that name and put it there. And how many did we have? We had like 16. Is that valid? Yeah, so we had 18, so we should have 16 more. So if we do that, then we go down to the end. Cool. So that made all my procs. What I might do is close this side now. Cool. I might also want to align on a regular expression of D. No, that's not what we want. Select that again. Align on D plus. Oh no, that didn't do what we want. Right. Align on. I don't know why that's not working. Because that worked. Fuck it all. Pardon my language. I think I've said it. Not for kids. That's probably good, but yeah, I might just do that. And this I might align on. Yeah. In fact, no, not have the space. No, I do. I kind of want to, yeah, maybe, no, undo that other way. Yeah, I might just have spaces around it. It's got like a weird extra space, but that's alright. Right, so that is what we want. I kind of do want the other. I can probably switch back to that. So most of these are actually double words. So I might actually select all that and replace H with 1632. So double words. And so the two after the signature. We're going to replace that with 8 because that's just a byte, and that can be 16 because that one was just a word, and the rest were fine. Right, so the idea with all of this is now we can have like another maybe we'll proc read header, and we'll have a so yeah, we'll take in the file descriptor, so let fd be that, and yeah, we did then, and yeah, right, so we're going to take a file descriptor and then return the header. So what we want to do is first read the file. We almost want to seek. I actually wonder if let's see, source porth can we do a seek? It has a kind of seek, but it doesn't have quite what I like, because well, that's not a good example. There's no like procedure to do it, so we'd have to make our own, which is possible. We've got the thing. We've got one constant, I guess. Basically, we would be calling lseek. So we would be basically writing the system call to basically set it back to where we want. We should do that theoretically, but what I might do is just put a comment to do seek to 0. Because really we should be doing seeks to find like the offset of stuff like that. But for now we won't. So what we might do, I was thinking Python, but we had that kind of thing. Right, so we want to have that, and we want to have like a header. So uh, we can either have local memory, but then we can't really return it. So yeah, I might just do it there. Yeah, so memory header, and it's going to be the size of header. So that's kind of like a variable, and I guess here we can do that return bool. So we can by default return. We were doing true there. Well, no, we'll do it this way. Right, so we'll read into that. We'll read from the file descriptor, and here we have the number of bytes that we just read. So I might do this, and if the number of bytes we read is less than I forgot the order. Well, in fact, we can cd porth less than. Yeah, so the first one is going to be the thing that is less than. So the first one is the number of bytes. So if the number of bytes is less than the header, that is what we want. Cool. So if that is less than the number of bytes, what we want to do is basically return false. So in the newer, like the beta version that isn't released just yet, there's a way to kind of do this, but at the moment we kind of have to drop false like that, and then really we should wrap everything else around like we should only do stuff if that the top of the stack is true. But yeah, so at this point we've hid it into our buffer, and what we might do here is if like in the newer version we could do something like false return and not have that, and then at the end just do true return. Kind of early returns, but for now we'll do it like this. So at this point here, I'm kind of wondering whether we actually have false there, and if that is greater than or equal. Well, if it's equal, then we'll do stuff if we manage to read enough. And what we might do is drop and header and verify magic. And so that verify magic is going to be this thing here that we did before, and at this point here, actually no, I will swap what I'm thinking all the time. Yeah, so we'll have it like that. And here, if we undecided. Yeah, if we haven't stopped, so if we haven't stopped, then do stuff. It's kind of like a ugly kind of syntax, but what we want to do here is drop header, verify, just do that. and that is going to load our call this method here. So what we will need to do here is actually bring all this up to just above it. There's no forward referencing just at the moment, and we're going to have to change this. So this is actually going to give us a header now. So now we don't have to read it, and actually no, we're not going to have a header. We're so that's kind of how I did it in that. But header dot and so we're loading the header, and we're going to load the header dot sig. And we're going to see what that is to start with. In fact, let's not change that to start with. So keep it as is. And here I just want to load header dot sig. Yeah, and I just want to print that out. And I guess true. We'll do like equals error, and that can be what the signature should be. But yeah, so the kind of reasoning I have for this is right. So that we can just do that. Right. So this one we do need to source porth std. Doesn't load the aliases from within the Vim thing. Right, so verify magic is not known. Hey, alright, let's just copy that back from here. I kind of didn't undo enough and do that. Alright, so unknown panic. Did we remove panic as well? I must have. Alright, so the magic is okay there. So what I might do is, instead of doing that, I might do fd, what was it, read header. We expected a type bool, right, so that means, oh no, that just means that returns something that we don't actually want to. Right, so this is the magic and that we're kind of looking for. So what I might do is just put that there, and maybe with a comment that is copy to space, and make a comment that is right, so what that will do is basically no, I don't want to undo that. Yeah, can't have a comment. Yeah, I just kind of want to make one line there. Alright, so here we basically reading the header, checking that we've got enough of the header, checking the signature, at which point not if, we will panic, I guess. Which didn't want to do that. It did want to do that. And now we can kind of just get rid of that and yeah, so actually no, yeah. So yeah. Header read succeeded, and the metric must be okay. Header read failed, and that's when we'll panic. And that will be at that point there. I'll get rid of this because we're not ready. Actually, no, I'll keep it in just in case because we'll probably use that. So at this point, header should have the thing that we need, and we'll get rid of that. Yeah, that looks nice and tidy. Looks a lot smaller than the last one. In fact, if we go to that, well, we add a bunch of stuff at the top, but I don't know. It's probably about the same. Might be more complex, but now if we do that other command, right? So read succeeded. That means now we can easily read like the kind of major version. So if we do like major version is header and then read the header dot major. Major and print that out. Minor and major to minor 173, and I'll just do present version, see if that, yeah, so that's better than you might recall from my last video where we were there and we were trying to get we were doing like tails and cuts, yeah. Yeah, we were doing like this stuff here, so +6, that's so if we read like the first part there, that was 1A and 0x 1A 1A. Yeah, so we got like 26 instead of 1, but I suppose, yeah, that's reading more than we want because we just want that, and yeah, that is bytes, yeah. Basically, yeah, it's getting like a bit too much than what we want, because yeah, I don't know, I guess like failing at that because that should be a 73 and it's a 1. But I do wonder if yeah, I don't know. Anyway, this works a lot better. Cool. So what we might do is just print out the length of it. Len header is and we can kind of just go through all of these. So what was that? In off. I guess we could like copy this stuff. Do that and just change that to minor. Yeah, and then this is and in off, that was right, and out off, yeah. And we'll I should talk more while I'm doing this, but I don't know, I'm just copying and pasting. Obviously the pre-process or obviously the assembly dump. I probably could have done this a bit quicker, but oh well, almost done. And then length of all of those names. In fact, let's yeah. Just want to do that. Cool. And now let's do another little macro of going to the end and that and put it in puts, then header and header dot str. Yep, that would do it. And maybe do that. And then always one more. I always forget that last one. Yeah, so that didn't do it right, but that's alright because these are all going to be different. And pre-proc. Yeah, I think this is pre-proc. Asm. Sections. Some ref. Yeah. And right, so at that point there is right. So if we do that, we get a bunch of stuff. So length is 64, that is good, that's what we read as well. So the input file in the strings table is 0, the output file is 9. We have kind of offsets and lengths of everything, and I don't know, it's looking all pretty good. So this is basically successfully reading the header of our debug file and kind of dumping it. So what I might do is put that in. So in proc have dump header, and it can just not have anything, and go one and go to the next proc space. And that one, N. And what we might do is do that and dump header and not do any tilde. Cool. L not logical not. Right, cool. So that still does the thing that we want. And what we could do is actually just do header and maybe add a couple of spaces at the front of there, and we could potentially do that just to kind of make it look a bit tidier. Makes the lines a lot longer, but that's alright. Cool, so now it prints out a header and it's kind of pretty printed-ish. Maybe that's a bit long, but I don't know, I'm just kind of copy pasting what it was there. Now the idea here is we can go on and do more things like read the strings table and the symbols table to get stuff, and some of that will kind of require reading a bit more in here. What I think I might do, I've been doing almost an hour and we've got nice header processor, I guess. Might just actually get rid of that because we're not using it. I'll just do like a general cleanup. This panic I might put at the top. This stuff will probably go into a header file at some point. Alright, and let's change catfd to not catfd. Parse fasm symbol file, and we'll just change all that. Yeah, so that is just all that. So the main can kind of stay how it is, and I might even adapted from examples/cat.porth in the porth source code from the porth source code, and just to say where I got it from, I'm pretty sure it was like MIT. We've lost it, but GitLab, that one. Not sure why that isn't working. Cool. Porth. Yeah, MIT license. Cool. So we can take this and do what we want with it. So basically that part was adapted, which I might even clean up because I don't really need to have the option of reading from both, but that is all okay for now. Yeah, so here we've added structure for the header and way to read out of it and dumping it out. So yeah, I reckon I might add all that back in, and that's all we need to do. Cool. So yeah, if we go git commit, and I added that thing that was making the thing fail. So now I can actually commit from this window rather than have just the one window that always work. Parse the fasm symbol, debug file header. Yeah, cool. And push that up there. And yeah, that's basically that. I might do maybe another video just after this, but we'll see how I go. But I'll try and keep this one a bit short, and I've done one thing, so it kind of makes for a nice video. So hopefully you enjoy it. Let me know if you like it, and I'll see you next time.